Have you ever wondered why so many Mexicans and other Latin Americans are Catholic? Buckle up. Because way back in 1521, Conquistador Hernan Cortez had overthrown the Aztec Empire along with their Mexican rulers in the capital of Tenochtitlan. Think of a conquistador like a military version of Christopher Columbus. So Cortez, he's so delulu that he thinks the indigenous people needed to convert to Christianity in order to be civilized. He basically calls up the Spanish king and is like, yo, these people are crazy, they need Jesus. Cortez isn't alone in this way of thinking either. Spanish philosopher and theologian Juan Gomez de Sepulveda wrote that the Indians, or barbarians, in his words, needed to be brought to spiritual health and true religion by means of evangelical teaching. This is just to give you an idea as to how the Spaniards viewed the natives. So anyways, in 1524, the Spanish crown sends over 12 Franciscan friars to Mexico, who are basically just a type of priests. They arrive and began mass baptisms and conversions of the Native Americans in Mexico, Mesoamerica, and the Andes. For the most part, the natives are just going along with it, but still secretly worshiping their own gods. And it doesn't start to get seriously bad until 1539, when Don Carlos of Texcoco, a recent Christian convert and the ruler of his city-state in Mexico, is arrested for secretly worshiping his pre-conversion religion. The natives are shocked at this, but not as shocked as they were when they found out his punishment is being burned at the stake. This hits different. They began accepting this Christian religion rather quickly, and the priests whose livelihood depended on the number of conversions they performed start considering torture as an acceptable method of punishment. Like, aren't you supposed to be holy and believing in peace? But anyways, this insanity spread, and the church grew even stricter. More religious orders, Dominicans and Augustinians, joined in on the missionaries throughout Latin America, and the Maya people faced serious torment from the region's Franciscan bishop/leader, with hundreds dying and thousands being tortured. He seriously crashes out on them. But anyways, this guy's brutality kind of jump-started the Indian Inquisition, which was like a council that investigated converts believed to be practicing their pagan religion. And way before all of this even began, there was a Spanish Inquisition, which was the same thing, but targeting Jews and Muslims in Spain, and their punishment for such idolatry was death. But fear not, in the Indian Inquisition, it was only torture. Much better, right? Also, not all priests were bad, especially the goat Bernardino de Sahaguan, who essentially convinced the other priests and religious orders to tap into the native languages, culture, and religion in order to convert them through understanding. This traveled into the Andes and Brazil, and rather than forcing Christianity upon the natives using harsh methods, they began accepting and listening to the indigenous people, and in turn, they began accepting the religion. Success. So by the end of the 1500s, Mesoamerica got a huge glow up when hundreds of churches popped up, the brutality thankfully lessened, leading to a rapid growth and acceptance of the Catholic faith. And that is why so many Mexicans and Latin Americans are now Catholic.